Well, hello, you wonderful humans, and welcome back to Elden Ring. In today's video, we're going to be going over some of the best weapons that you can get in the game, especially early on. And we're also going to show where you can get a full armor set like the one that we're wearing now, because I haven't actually covered a lot of different armor in the game, although I've found quite a bit of it. So we'll cover one of these armor sets today, and the first weapon we're going to cover is actually a staff. Now, the first weapon we're going to be going after is called the Meteorite Staff. This is a glintstone staff with incredibly high attribute scaling for your intelligence, and it also has a passive effect of boosting gravity sorceries. Any kind of sorcerer build or looking for something with a little bit more range that they don't have to invest a ton of intelligence into, this is definitely going to be the weapon for you. It does a ton of damage, especially when tied in with this like rock throw ability, and you can equip a bunch of different things on here that is going to make this pretty freaking amazing. Are you tired from all of your grinding in Elden Ring? Feeling nasty from all of the energy drinks and Red Bull you've been consuming? Well, how about you try a Verb Bar, a healthy source of energy all derived from green tea and equates to a shot of espresso in each bar. Get a healthy boost of energy with a link in the description below. Now, to be able to get this staff, we're going to head over to Caelid. At least I think that's how that's pronounced. If you've never been here before, it's really easy to get there from your starting location down here in the first step. Follow the road up along here, and just kind of keep following this road all the way over until you get into the area where the Street of Sages ruins are. Now, once you're here, you're just going to simply run into this little swamp, and we're going to head to a couple different locations in here, because there's actually a few things that you can get here that are pretty good. I've actually picked up one of the armor sets that is here. This is a little bit of a bonus, but if you run into this little corner right here, inside of this building is going to be a guy on this edge. You can pick that up, and we're going to get the Meteorite Staff. We can actually get out of here alive. There's also a golden rune in that corner. There we go. Maybe jumping in there with your horse, not the best idea. And then if we go over to this building right next to it, I believe it's on the other edge of this. Yes. Right up here is going to be a full armor set that we already looted in a previous video. It's going to be on this little corpse here. And then if we go back into here, there's going to be one of these little staircases that lead down into a cave. And this is going to be for a spell that you're definitely going to want to pair with this staff. Now, inside of this room is going to be a chest. Loot this wonderful treasure chest for the Rock Sling spell. Now, while we're in this area, we're going to get the Meteoric Ore Katana as well. If you head just a little bit farther south from the Street of the Sages ruins, there's going to be another set of ruins right here. And if we're looking over it, you can see exactly where we got to go in that little set of stairs just in front of me. So we're just going to run past everybody. And we're going to get inside of here, just avoiding everything along the way. Oh my god, it butt stabbed me. Now, there are going to be a lot of enemies down here, so you can handle this how you want. You might be able to run all the way through, but as you can see, I already died down here once as I got stuck next to a wall. So I've decided that I'm just going to murder everything down here instead, because I think it's just going to work a little bit better. But there is a lot of stuff here. They all kind of have poison, but especially if you have like little summons with you or something, you should be perfectly fine to kind of take everything out down here. The summons help out a lot. Once you take out all the enemies in this area, you can open up the door and get yourself a nice little reward. Now, you can do this without fighting everything. Maybe if you kite stuff around, you can access the door, but this gives you the Meteoric Ore Blade. Now, the attribute scaling for this is Strength, Dex, and Intelligence, with an Intelligence requirement of 18, Strength 15, and Dex 14. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the Dexterity for this because I'm not cool, but its special ability is actually the stab down into the ground that causes a gravity well and stuns surrounding enemies, which is pretty freaking cool. Bloodhounds Fang. Now, the location you're going to need to go to is pretty early in the game. You're going to need to go to the Forlorn Hounds Evergoal. And then once you're here, you're You just need to go into here and defeat the main boss. Now, if you got this staff at the beginning of the video, this will also help you take down this particular boss. As long as you can dodge his attacks, you should be able to take him down with like a glintstone spell or something like that, or even with the heavy gravity shards, or the rocks, or whatever you want to call them. Just make sure you don't die when you run out of mana accidentally and not notice. And pew! Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And we've got the Bloodhounds Fang. Now this particular weapon is pretty awesome. It's got this skill that allows you to slash up and jump back, but if you combine this with a heavy attack right afterwards, you can then jump forward and do a heavy slash. It is particularly deadly, and it's just a really fun weapon to use. Now the attributes required are 18 strength and 17 dex, and it has decent dex attribute scaling. Next, I'm going to show you how to unlock a pretty cool armor set really easily. Now the armor set we're talking about is the Carrion Knight armor, and this has a full set to it, although I'm not wearing all of it because I'm a chonky boy and I haven't leveled up my endurance enough. But the stats on here are pretty darn good, especially at the very beginning of the game. You can get this extremely quickly anytime you start a new game if you so desire. And plus, it just looks really cool. Is you're going to need to head all the way into Lorinia. Now, if you don't know how to bypass the first boss, I've shown this quite a few times in previous videos, but you head up to the Stormhill Shack from the first step. You just kind of unlock your horse, and then you can run through all of this stuff, and you go around this little road here. You go across the bridge, you jump down, and you're able to find this pathway that takes you all the way around the castle and bypass the first boss until you get the lake-facing cliffs. Then from here, you're just going to follow this road all the way down and into the swamps down here. And you're able to just kind of follow this road all the way up to here, and you're going to get to the South Raya Lucaria gates. At this point, you can unlock this Site of Grace, and then if you want to do it with the storyline, you can loot this little dude right here. He's going to tell you to go to, or this, he's going to have a note on him that tells you to go to this meeting place, and we got to steal a key. Particular dead NPC tells you to go right here. There's going to be a big scary dragon there, but you don't have to fight it. All you need to do is approach the dragon, get it to wake up, and then roll your crazy self kind of around it. I don't know why I was trying to sneak there. I very much knew I was being aggroed. And you can collect all the items here, but the key that you need is on this guy in the back. Run away or die, and then head back to this main gate, and you should now be able to access this new area. There's going to be another Site of Grace that you can unlock here, and then you're going to take this lift up to the top. From that lift, you're going to head up the stairs here. Now, if you want, you can kill these guys or fight them, or you can just run through and open this door. Then once you open that door, you're going to run very quickly through this hallway and synchronize with this new Site of Grace. So once you've got this Site of Grace, we're almost to the piece of armor. All we need to do from here is just head on down through here, and we're going to follow this pathway all the way around. You don't have to fight a single thing, just keep running through all of this stuff. And there's going to be a secret little passage that we can access to unlock this armor. You run past all these guys. You can whip out a torch if you so desire. Oh. Alright. I didn't get shot that many times last time I ran through here. Alright, so yeah, to be a little wary of that, but we're going to run into this building. And then at this point, instead of going straight, what we're going to do is we're going to jump right out this window. You can pillage these remains right here for golden runes. And then we're going to run along this edge all the way down to where these guys are. Don't fall off the edge. And you don't have to fight them at all, just run right through and pick up the full armor set. Easy peasy. Now, because this one is my favorite weapon, I'm going to go over the location of the sword of Night and Flame again. Just in case you all missed it in the previous video, this is, in my opinion, one of the best weapons in the game. It's kind of stupidly good, and I'm going to show you quick how to get it pretty much at the beginning of the game. Now, there are some hefty stat requirements for this with Intelligence of 24, Faith 24, Strength, and Dex of 12. But in my opinion, I think it's super worth it because of the additional skills that you have, which is this like Super Slash of Death and then the Wide Sweep of Flamey Death. Now, I do have a detailed guide of how to do all of this in the previous video that I made for this weapon. So if you want to check that out, feel free to check it out in the description or in the top right corner. But you need to go through the same shortcut that we mentioned for the armor that we're now wearing. And you need to get into this particular area, going across all of the swampy scariness again, and eventually ending up here in the northern Lernia Lakeshore. Head north into the King's Realm ruins, which you're going to run straight through. Now, right now I have this wall opened, but when you run here for your first time, this wall will appear as a wall. You just got to give it a good old slap-a-rooski and unlock this Site of Grace. And one thing that I forgot to point out in the previous video is this dude right here actually sells the items that you need to upgrade this weapon or any really rare weapon in the game with these somber smithing glintstones. You're going to need level 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s to be able to level it up, and it gets incredibly powerful when you do. Soul Gate and unlock the Site of Grace up there. Now, once you arrive at the entrance, this is where things are going to get spicy. We're going to run in through the entrance here, and we're going to hug the left-hand side of this path. And we're going to try and avoid all of the little hands that are in the ground. These things will very well one-shot you, so just try and avoid them as much as possible. And we're going to go up around the left here. There's another set of hands right there. This is where I died because I realized I wasn't recording when I ran through the first time. But we're going to keep going to the left. Now, there's going to be another hand right there, and then also one that's already out of the ground. So I recommend running past this as quick as possible, because if it hits you, you're gonna die. All right, now we're inside of this building. We need to head up to the top, where there's going to be a Site of Grace for us to be able to rest at. Okay, so we're just going to continue along this path right here, and we're going to avoid every single thing that spawns. These little guards here, you can roll past them, just avoid them. There we go. And we're going to keep running through this way. And when we get to this bridge right here, we're actually going to need to jump down to this keep below. And we can do that right about here. And once we're here, we're going to jump down one more level. And then we're going to head down this ladder. Once in this building, we're there, baby. All you have to do is loot this wonderful chest, and you're going to be able to acquire the Sword of Night and Flame. This video, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one.